All right, believe we're live. It's NFL kickoff, baby. Let's go. Alex Monaco here, sports gambling with Moneyline Monaco. Absolutely fired up to be with you. New channel, same pod, same fro, baby. Not else new around here, except for we're doing this on the Moneyline Monaco YouTube channel. If you are joining me, please subscribe, rate, review. Just a quick, brief breakdown. At the moment, hosting for my 4th season an MSG Network solo betting show called The Better Half Hour, sponsored by BetMGM. This podcast, now free agent, on my own. You know the background. I'll spare you. Let's get into Thursday Night Football. Why we're here. Best bet, Chiefs -3 at Arrowhead. I'm also live on TikTok right now. You can find me at Moneyline Monaco across all social media. This is a riveting storyline. This is a fascinating narrative. All things Chiefs. And again, just to remind you, just to really set the table, nobody has gone back to back. Not in the history of the sport. Last team to go 3 in 4 years was the New England Patriots. It's the last team to do it. Pre-iPhone, early 00s, Tommy Brady, Belichick. It's been that long. Now, I call it a beer pong rebuttal game. AFC Championship, 17-10. You already know what happened. Chiefs won the game. No, Chiefs didn't win the game. Ravens lost the game. I want to bring up last year's game before we get into this year's, because look, basketball is a confidence game, a game of runs, a game of flow, right? You're in your noggin, you're cooked. Football, it's a game of repetition. It's a game of choreography. And if we're just taking continuity alone, turnover alone, we got more pieces with home field advantage tonight. And Vegas given -3 here as our option. To me, all things favor Kansas City. Now, I know what you're going to say. Easy to sit there and go, what did they do last year, week 1? Okay. Week 1 was an interconference dance. Lions, Chiefs, they don't play each other that often. This game just happened. McDonald, defensive coordinator, gone. Okay. Non-glamorous pieces, offensive line pieces, because we live in a fantasy football league now. Not 1, not 2, 3 offensive linemen that are new for the Baltimore Ravens. You don't just plug and play offensive linemen and expect, with turnover at the running back position as well. And yes, it's an upgrade, albeit at the running back position. Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins, gone. Actually, with the other Harbaugh, running, ironically, a very similar Greg Roman now, Ravens running offense. What I'm saying to bring it back to tonight's game, Chiefs -3, NFL kickoff. It's a couple of elements here. Turnover being one. Going back to the AFC Championship. And yes, all right, 17-10. Didn't really look like maybe the box score reflected what happened in the game. The reality is Baltimore Ravens got on the board in the first quarter, didn't score for 2 quarters, and had a measly 3-point field goal in the fourth quarter. Okay, if you hold Patrick Mahomes to 17 points, under 250 yards, flat out point blank in a championship game at your place at M&T, you should win the game. Why didn't they win the game? Inexperienced coordinator, Todd Monken. We ain't at the SEC anymore in Georgia, pal, where you can rely on your defense to help your Brock Bowers offense. No. This is the big leagues, the big boys, and Andy Reid ran circles, absolute circles around that club. And I watched, and it was painful. I didn't bet the Ravens. I took Chiefs to the bank. You're listening to someone that was well over 55 against the spread 3 years in a row, 3 football seasons in a row, all my picks tracked, all my pods in the bank. Go look me up. I'm taking KC -3 tonight with conviction. I don't care about a Galifianakis Super Bowl hangover, and I don't care about the history of Lamar as a road dog getting 3 or more. I'm not worried about that. Here's what I am actually doubling down on. Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes. In this era, under Andy Reid, let alone Patrick Mahomes, more wins than not, week one. Matter of fact, Andy Reid had an 8-year season one opening streak snapped by Danny Two Cups of Campbell last year. All right. So any statistical analysis of week one Super Bowl winners, throw it out the window. This team is 9-2 under Big Red, 7-4 against the spread, and season one openers. Now let's talk head to head. Let's talk Lamar Jackson, 1-4 against the Kansas City Chiefs. 1-4. At what point is this mental? At what point are you going to let Lamar Jackson, now call it what you will, Derrick Henry doesn't really operate out of the shotgun. This was an offense that has Lamar in a lot of different formations wanting to operate out of the shotgun. You got it potentially. Now, 3 carries for your back last time they danced, did not flat out play that game as far as formulaically correct. So you might talk about an overcompensation in 2 regards. You don't think the Ravens hear the news? We ran the ball 3 times, 8 times with Lamar. Yeah, probably throwing the ball, Lamar Jackson dropping back over 35 times. That's not Ravens offense. That's not how they win regular season games. And flat out had everything teed up for him and couldn't get the job done. Now you got to go to Arrowhead where another banner is dropped and a 64-16 Patrick Mahomes in the regular season is hosting you. Look, this has a hook on it. Could be a different way of looking at the painting. It's -3. This game's a push. We'll take our money back and they can take Vegas, their Ticketmaster fee. The reality is, in the Mahomes era, under Andy Reid, just want you to hear this. Every year except last year, they were top 6 in scoring. Last year, they were 15th ranked. Do we understand how good that defense was? 2nd in the league overall in scoring, 4th in total D, 1st in sack rate. Chris Jones was sitting between his agents getting more camera time than Swifties week 1 against the Lions. Chris Jones is suiting up tonight, people. Andy Reid and this team, continuity alone, have the advantage tonight. 3 new offensive pieces on the offensive line, plus a new running back for the Ravens, a new coordinator defensively. There's just more turnover week 1, and they got to go on the road. I'm not saying they're not going to come out fundamentally sound. Lamar's going to be a playmaker. They're going to play excellent Ravens defense. This is a new defensive coordinator. This is Todd Monken having to prove himself to us. Can you beat Mahomes? You couldn't beat him. You could not beat Spagnuolo's defense at your place. And now we think he's just going to come in because they're pissed off for greatness because they lost in the AFC Championship. They're going to win this game. This is not the Lions, all right? Never forget the Monday Night Thriller of Jared Goff against Mahomes. Rams Chiefs throwback Thursday on a Thursday. Okay? Jared Goff plays the Chiefs fairly well. Lamar's 1-4 against the Kansas City Chiefs. He's 1-4. Andy Reid's 9-2 to the win total overs in his 11 years with the Chiefs. We can go on and on and on. This team fixed what they needed to. Now, Hollywood Brown banged up. We won't see him till October. Xavier Worthy, a dog. Rice, no longer a rookie. Little bit of continuity there. Everything that the Chiefs did not have the luxury of coming in with momentum last year, they got a little more to peel off and deal and work with this year. So in short, I'm swallowing the 3 points. I understand I'm on the public side here. I do. You got a center, you got a left tackle returning for the Baltimore Ravens. It's going to be loud as HE double hockey sticks in Arrowhead. This is not an easy place to go in, play, and show up and show out at. I will lean on the Chiefs at home, hang the banner, cash us a ticket. We start out the season 1-0. That's it. That's all I needed to say. Chiefs -3, money line Monaco. Sports Gambling with Moneyline Monaco is a podcast. Moneyline Monaco, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I'm on Alex Monaco. Check out the show, The Better Half Hour. Also on the Juice Bar. Shout out my guy SL Franchise. I'm popping up all over the place. I'll also be giving out weekly picks on ESPN Radio with my guy Alan Hahn and Bart Scott, Bart and Hahn Show. It's called Lunch Money. Bake me in a segment. We were over 60% against the spread on air for 18 football weeks and above 55% in the playoffs. Got the Super Bowl right. Saying it so you know who you're listening to. Listen, we don't win them all, but we win some. And as always, we're out of here. Signature sign off. Don't forget to hug your mothers. Subscribe, rate, review. We're only starting from scratch, people.